Hi, I'm Dale and welcome to Spotted Motors and welcome to my garage, or for the sake of this video, my lockup, because my lockup and lockdown go a lot better than garage. But yeah, today we're going to be just having a little bit of a rummage around here and showing you a couple of cool things that I've collected over the years. It's going to be a bit of a sedate video really, because you know, there's not much going on, we're in lockdown, I can't go anywhere, there's no car shows on, haven't got a project car at the minute and can't go and really buy a project car. And it's also going to be a bit sedate because if you compare this video to the last video that Spottedmotors done, Michael Castle done a burnout in his street, so how can you compare to that? But yeah, never mind. Me and Michael, we still want to try and get a video out there every week or every 2 weeks. It's very difficult at the minute for anyone to do absolutely anything, so hopefully you enjoy me yarning on a little bit about some of the rubbish and some of the crap I've collected over the years, and hopefully there'll be a storage attached to them as well. So yeah, let's get started. I'll pull up one of my stools and got me beer, so we're good to go. The first thing I'd like to talk about is drag racing. Now, me and Michael live in a, oh, I used to, I moved 300 miles south around about 10 years ago, and Michael is still living up north, so that's why, again, it's so hard to do these videos at the minute. But going back, I don't know, 17 years ago, me and Michael just passed our test, and you're on the road a lot more, and we noticed two absolutely fantastic cars driving around our local town. There was a 1929 Ford Model A fitted with a V8, and there was a Ford 100E as well, also fitted with a V8, and they were thumping around Billingham. Me and Michael instantly took a liking to these cars, wanted to know a lot more about them, got talking to the guys, and we went and watched them drag race at York Raceway. We absolutely were hook, line and sinker sold on the full sport, and we instantly wanted to be a part of it. So what happened, long story short, we saved enough money together to buy ourselves a dragster or a drag car in the shape of a Rover SD1. We picked it up from Peterborough. My dad was right on board with it, and he you know, he got the trailer out and went and collected it for us. Our first ever event in the car, we ran something like a 22-second quarter mile, and if you don't know quarter mile times, that is absolutely embarrassing. We weren't looking to break any world, you know, land speed records, but 22 seconds was something else. It really was. We also blew a trans line on the start line, which just like spewed transmission oil all over the place. So you know, we weren't really welcomed, should we say. And plus we like to party and we like a beer as well. So yeah, that went down really well. But we had a lot of help from Dave McCallan, Ian Kerr, my dad and Michael's dad. We did absolutely tons of work to it. We got parts and whatnot given to us and at very cheap prices. We bolted inlet manifold, a nice carb to it. We done stage 2 heads to it. What else did we do? Differential gears. We put a torque converter in it, and we ended up getting down to like 15 seconds or something like that, which we were absolutely delighted with. Then we took the car off the road. We took the car off the road for the winter, and we did a full strip down on the car. We took the engine completely out. I've got some pictures here as well, so hopefully I'm editing them in. And what we've done was we rebuilt the full motor, basically, me and Michael, in Michael's garage. Something that we both never had done before, but we thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think we put it back together relatively alright. We took it racing all that year, really reliable. The only problem we had was cooling, and charge as well. It didn't seem like holding its charge. But we ended up getting that car down to a 14.0. Michael did the best time in that. We took turns in it, basically. So Michael did the best time in it. He did a 14.0, I ran a 14.2. Never ever got it in the 13s, and we never ever broke the 100 mile an hour. It was always like 98, 99 mile an hour. But our time with that was absolutely fantastic. We had a fantastic sort of crew of people that always helped us. There was my dad, there was Michael's dad, our best friend Lee Spink as well. He was absolutely fantastic with the full deal. He was lucky enough to have a go at the car as well. I'm sure he's got a little plaque of somewhere, some sort on in a frame. So that's what got us into drag racing. Michael's went on now to own the Ford Cortina, which is the car of the channel, if that makes sense. And if you do follow the channel, do follow Michael. He's, I think next week, going to start the twin turbos on that car, so that's going in to get the to get the twin turbo work done to it. So that is another reason to subscribe to this channel and follow me and Michael's journey, and hopefully see a crazy build with a Ford Cortina fitted with a 500 cubic inch Cadillac V8, possibly with twin turbo. Well, not possibly, it's going to have twin turbos. So I keep junk, and lots of it. Don't like throwing stuff out. And in here somewhere there is the last time ticket. I like to keep all my old V5Cs as well. I don't know why. Sentimental value, there's tons of them in there. Here it is. So these are the last timing ticket. Oh, sorry, not the last time ticket. It's the fastest timing ticket that we had from York Raceway. I'll read out the stats of our quickest time. HI272, and we were in the left lane. Our reaction was a 0.9. Our dialing was 14.05, and our ET was 14.09, so that wasn't too bad. And we crossed the line at 93.95 mile an hour. Our 60 foot was 2.0, and our 8th mile was 8.9. So not the quickest thing in the world, but a whole lot of fun, absolute ton of fun. And like I say, if it wasn't for Ian Kerr, Dave McCallan, Lee Spink, my dad, and Michael's dad, that would never have happened. It was absolute fantastic time. So anyway, let's move on. Without moving away from the drag racing, after the Rover, me and Michael sold the Rover. We sort of done as much as we could to it, and we decided to, do our own projects and whatnot. I then was lucky enough to start crewing for Ian Kerr. Ian Kerr has had drag cars from that Ford 100E, and he went over to the Supercharged Outlaws with a Pontiac Firebird, sorry. And these are all the start line passes and things like that, because I actually started crewing for Ian, which was again an absolutely amazing opportunity to get involved and work on a car that had, in excess of 1,000 brake horsepower, and after watching from the stands for so long to then being on the start line with him and prepping him into doing his quarter mile runs, it was really, really fantastic, and something I really enjoyed, and something I'd love to do again. I do sort of crew for Michael, but he's sort of self-sufficient. He can do everything he needs to do and get the car down the track, where Ian, because it was running so quick, there was quite a lot of things to do on the car. Just for example, they had a parachute on it, so it's not something that you take lightly when you're running this kind of setup. And even just being in the pits with him and things like that, you're in and round working on the car, and the people passing and asking questions, so you really do feel like heavily involved in it, and it's something that I absolutely loved. Ian went on to sell the Firebird, and now he's gone into fuel altered, so it's a whole different league completely. Unfortunately, I've never been able with time to get to an event with him, but I'm sure in the future we'll definitely do something. So yeah, I'm quite proud of all them things up there. Yeah, quite a nice little framed piece. So yeah, there's another little story. We're gathering them, aren't we? We're gathering them. So while we're on pointing the camera at wall art, obviously you can see here that I'm quite a big Ayrton Senna fan. These are all just sort of bits I've collected over the years. That's Jim Clark, that's Nicky Lauda, I think that's John Surtees, I can't remember now. But yeah, Senna is me sort of main passion for F1. I see here, that's Jackie Stewart at the Nürburgring. I mean, look at that, all four wheels off the ground, and just in the corner there's a wrecked car. I mean, them guys back then were absolutely unbelievable drivers. And there you've got Senna in the, oh look at that, Senna in the John Player Special with the number 12. That was a very special car for him as well. So without moving off Senna just yet, I've got the Senna helmet here. I was looking for one of these for quite a long time, and this is 1984 from his Tolman Hart days. It's a replica. Bloody hell, I couldn't afford a real one, but just to come across one for sale was something on its own really. So yeah, I snapped at the chance to buy that. And another thing as well, my dad got into wood carving, and that was his first ever attempt at wood carving, and then this was his second attempt of a Senna helmet. I mean, it's not bad at all, that is it. And you know, stuff like that, when your dad does stuff like that for you, it's something that you keep, and I'm quite proud of it as well. Really like that. So without moving away from the wall art, I think this is just something I collected at an event I was at, I can't remember now. And this one is Ricky Khan, Joe Khan and Phil Williams at Snetterton. He did a 6-hour endurance race in his Aston Martin V8 Vantage, and come out as winners. I had a friend who had a Aston Martin V8 in his garage getting some work done, and he managed to get one of these for me, so that was quite nice. I like my wall art, and having that on the wall is quite nice as well. Another thing I'd like to talk about is this. So I bought this to fit on a car that I'll tell you about in a minute. I never got around to fitting it, but I've always kept it because it always reminds me of that car. So basically, it was a bit of a catch can. Quite a nice one though. Aged not fantastically well. And this was going to be for my Datsun 140Y. Bear with me here. So my Datsun 140Y, I was lucky enough to get it magazine featured in Retro Cars. This was back in 2009, and yeah, I was looking for something after the Rover. After me and Michael sold the Rover, I was looking for something a bit more street, and this Datsun come up. It was on eBay. Terrible write-up, terrible pictures, but the sort of headlines was it had a 200 SX turbo engine stuffed in it with a Mazda RX-8 rear axle. So I got in touch with the guy. The guy said it's not running, it's not really finished, but you know, it's somewhere near. So again, fantastic, Dad, thank you very much. Hitched the trailer on, went and picked it up, gave the guy the money, didn't even test drive it, got it home, and spent about 3 weekends trying to get it sort of somewhere near MOT state and getting it up and running. Got the car MOT, but it ran like a bag of hammers. So I wish I remember the place I took it to. I think it was North Allerton, up in north east of England. We took it up there for a rolling road and a bit of a setup. So the guy, you know, I'll show you the picture. Well, the pictures will be sort of here, but I'll show you the magazine feature in a minute. But it's yeah, it's brown. It didn't really look much to look at, and the guy was a bit disappointed when we turned up at the rolling road. He just sort of put it on the rollers and fired it up, let it warm up a little bit, and then give it a bit of a tickle. He instantly jumped out the car, and I think his words were, "It's savage," which at 22-year-old, and my dad stood there next to me, it's the last thing he wants to hear. Anyway, the guy put his nose underneath the bonnet for a good half an hour, re-emerged, fired it back up again, and he gave it the beans on the rolling road. It pulled, I think it was 295 horsepower in this like very fragile Datsun 140Y body, and we were more than pleased with that. So pleased, in fact, that I took it to York Raceway, and this is a bit of an embarrassing story, but took it to York Raceway. I've got 300 brake horsepower to hand. Come on, I've got to beat that 14-second that Michael pulled in that Rover SD1 of ours. I think I managed like a 14.2, and I was doing all sorts to try and get that thing to hook up. One of the other guys as well, I think it was Ian Johnson, I think, come over to me and said, told me to launch in second gear because I was getting that much wheel spinning first. Just couldn't get the thing to hook up at all. Dave McCallan come over, he was like, "What the hell are you playing at? You know, what are you doing with this car?" I tossed him the keys. He'd never even drove the car before. He puts it on the start line, does the line lock, does the burnout, and runs like a 13.7 in it straight off the belt. So it was like bittersweet. I sort of beat that 14-second barrier, but it was Dave McCallan that ran it. So that's my claim for fame, that, you know, magazine featured car, give him all the stats out, it's a 13-second car, but I actually didn't run a 13 in it. It went on the 0 to 60 lane as well, which is the right hand lane at York, and it did 0 to 60 in 5.5, so it was pretty damn quick, you know, especially for a street car. It moved pretty well. So yeah, there's another story. There you are. We're getting there. So without trying to stretch the video too far, you know, end of the day, I am sat in the garage talking about cars, and I appreciate that people want to see and a bit more, you know, when it comes to the channel. But yeah, I'll wrap up with this. This is a trophy that me and Michael got in 2007 for most promising newcomer. It was a shared trophy, joint trophy. We went to the night and got a big sort of stack of one. It was quite good really, because when we were at York Raceway we did like to party, and I don't know if we got on a few people's nerves over the years. We labelled ourselves the mild bunch, and yeah, it was just a really good time. But that just proved to us that we were welcome, and yeah, we didn't stop going basically. We got there and we did what we did, and we really thoroughly enjoyed it. We wouldn't have changed a thing really. So yeah, I think that's about it. You know, it's as much, unless you want me to start talking about absolute bits and bobs. I mean, I have got every garage should have it. A tin full to the brim of like nuts and bolts and crap. I'm not going to start talking about this type of stuff because that's about as much as I can scramble up for this now. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up now. If you have watched, thank you very, very much for watching. If you can imagine, it's really hard getting videos out there at the minute when, like I said, there's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do. I haven't got no project cars and I can't even go and buy one. Michael's 300 mile away, and even if he was next door, I can't exactly do a video with him because there's social distance and thing. So thank you very, very much for watching. Please subscribe, get this channel growing. Me and Michael have got tons and tons of plans. If it wasn't for this coronavirus now, that me and Michael would have been like, you know, doing all sorts of stuff and pumping out miles better videos than this. So give this video a like. Any comments or anything you want to see or you want to hear from me or Michael over the next coming weeks while it is quiet, get them in the section below. And if you are wondering why I've got this hat on, it's because I've got an insane mop of hair at the minute, so the hat is staying for now. This is actually a really cool hat. Michael got me this from the Mike Finnegan when he met him at Drag Week 2018, was it, Michael? 2018? He met him, he got me a shirt and got it signed and everything, so yeah, as daft as a hat, as daft as I look in this hat, it's staying for now. Yeah, so anyway, that's it for me to say. Thank you very, very much for watching. Michael, please do some more burnouts so we don't lose subscribers. I've been Spotted Motors. Thanks for watching.